Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, third chapter, and verse number 21. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hi, glories to Prabhupada, and my obeisances to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I'm just sharing my screen. Lord's pastimes out of Vrindavana. Chapter. Yes, Maharaj.
Imam lokam chaiva ramayan sutaram yadu Rameshana daya datta shana sri shana saurada. The Lord enjoyed his pastimes, both in this world and other worlds, higher planets, specifically in association of the Yadu dynasty. At leisure hours offered by night, he enjoyed the friendship of conjugal love with women. Purport. Now, the Lord enjoyed in this world with his pure devotees, although he is the personality of Godhead and is transcendental to all material attachment, that he nevertheless exuded much attachment for his pure devotees on the earth, as well as the demigods who engage in their service in the heavenly planet as powerful delegated directors in the management of all material activities. Wow, what a sentence. He displayed special attachment for his family members, the Yadus, as well as for his 16,000 wives who had the opportunity to meet him in the leisure hours of night. All these attachments of the Lord are manifestations of his internal potency, of which the external potency is only a shadow representation. In the Skanda Parada, Prabhaskanda, in the topics between Lord Shiva and Gauri, the manifestation of his internal potencies is confirmed. There's mention of the Lord meeting with 16,000 cowherd damsels, although he is himself transcendental, supersoul, and maintainer of all living entities. The 16,000 cowherd damsels are a display of the 16 varieties of internal potencies. This will be more elaborately explained in the 10th canto. It is said that Lord Krishna is like the moon, and the damsels, part of his internal potencies, are like the stars around the moon. Megantimirandasya Gunajana Salakaya Taksu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Godavali Pacharine Nivasesa Sunyavadi Bhashtat Yude Satarine Panchakalpa Taruvischa Vipara Sindhu Evacha Tanam Bhavane Bhyo Vaishnave Bhyo Namaho Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the Lord is Bhokta, it means enjoyer. Not only is he the enjoyer, but he is the supreme personality of enjoyment. And he likes to enjoy with his pure devotees, for those who dedicated their life to his service and are completely fixed on his lotus feet. Therefore, he comes to the material world and performs pastimes which include him and his wonderful devotees. The Lord very much loves his devotees, and his interchange with his devotees is his personal pleasure, along with giving unlimited pleasure to his devotees. It appears here, and Prabhupada qualifies it, that he has some attachment for happiness But actually, this is natural because he is by nature Ananda. And so he exhibits his Ananda not in the same way that is done in this material world between boy and girl and other forms of interaction between living entities, but is completely spiritual. Cannot be understood simply by making a comparison between what you see in this world. The comparison has no similarities, just like iron is iron and gold is gold. One is base and quite available, and the other one is rare and very valuable. So in the same way, those who try to compare or even, we say, imitate the Lord's pastimes with his devotees by presenting themselves as enjoyers with young girls are no better than persons who are deceived by their own deception. In other words, they just bring infamy upon themselves. They bring criticism upon themselves, and they bring degradation upon themselves. But when the Lord enjoys, everyone benefits. Even those who are not taking part directly, those who hear about his enjoyment with his eternal associates. Here it's mentioned the cowherd damsels. Cowherd damsels are considered to be the highest form of love for Krishna. Out of all the different categories of living entities who have developed love for Krishna, theirs are the most complete in the sense of sweetness. Everyone who has love for Krishna tastes an unlimited form of sweetness, but that unlimitedness becomes even greater as one goes to the highest form of relationship, Madhurya Ras, which contains all of the sweetness of all of the previous relationships, but adds its own extra flavor to it. And that is the intimacy that Krishna has with his damsels, where in others, the relationship, there is give and take. But in the relationship with Madhurya Ras, the Lord is controlled by that. He's controlled by it completely, especially by Srimati Radharani. Therefore, we see his pastimes in Vrindavan with his damsels are glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam as topmost. He gives the most pleasure to the Lord, as the Lord is a personality, so he also enjoys loving relationships, and there is pleasure in those loving relationships. But who can give the Lord pleasure? Only those who are greater than the Lord. So who becomes greater than the Lord? There is three things. There is Bhagavan, there is Bhakti, and there's Bhakta. Bhagavan is Krishna, Bhakta is the devotee, but Bhakti is the ingredient that controls Krishna. And when it's what we call Ananya Bhakti, or that is unalloyed Bhakti, pure Bhakti, free from any tinge of any other element, then that captures Krishna completely. And then the Lord becomes controlled by love. And he is the source of love, yet he becomes controlled by love also. So here we get an insight of Krishna's pastimes with his devotees. And as we said, just to illustrate or emphasize, you might say, this is all due to the internal potency of the Lord. There's no comparison with the external energy, nor there's even a slightest tinge of the external energy within his pastimes. The external energy has elements of personal gain in it, where in the internal energy, everything is selfless. And Krishna is trying to give pleasure to his devotees. Devotees are trying to give pleasure to Krishna. And even Krishna says to his devotees, especially those in the Madhurya Ras, your love for me cannot be repaid even by me for millions of lives. It's unmatchable. So Krishna acknowledges the greatness of the love of his pure devotees, which he is controlled by. And he says, even if I try to repay you, I can't. That's how Krishna sees his devotees. And his devotees enjoy giving pleasure to Krishna, because when they see Krishna enjoying, their enjoyment increases even more. So for us, that way, when we engage in devotional service and we try to please Krishna by our devotional service, we gain so much happiness knowing that Krishna is pleased by whatever efforts we make to please him. And that satisfies the soul completely and inspires the soul to continue to try to give pleasure to Krishna in different ways. And Krishna reciprocates. He is not what we call a, what's the word? Ungrateful Lord. He's very grateful towards his devotees. And he shows his gratefulness in different ways. The devotee has no other forms of success in life than being connected with the Lord. Whatever they need in life happens automatically by the grace of the Lord. And whatever they don't need, the Lord makes sure that that doesn't come into their life. Their lives are perfect, free from all forms of suffering and anxiety. Sometimes there's transcendental anxiety, where Krishna wants to illustrate or emphasize the loving relationship with his devotees. So he hides himself in different ways so the devotee feels that lost. And then the devotee thinks, oh my God, where did Krishna go? Or how can I find Krishna? We also see that in kirtan. Kirtan is interesting. Kirtan generally is divided into two moods: the mood of hankering for Krishna and the mood of meeting Krishna. The two forms of love, Vipralamba Bhava and Sambhog. And this hankering for Krishna is expressed in the moods of the melodies of kirtan, where one is singing in that mood of trying to attain Krishna through that mood of kirtan. And then when that attainment comes, then the melody emphasizes that, and one feels transcendental happiness. Both are happy, but one is longing for happiness and the other one is feeling the happiness. And on the spiritual platform, there is no difference between longing for that happiness and experiencing that happiness. So that can only be done in relationship to the Supreme Lord. So here, there's a nice analogy here given. Just like the moon becomes even more glorious when it's surrounded by stars, the sky becomes more brighter when the moon is surrounded by stars. So in the same way, Krishna is surrounded by his loving devotees who are part of his internal potency. Nice analogy, the stars around the moon. And Krishna is called Vrindavan Chandra. He's the moon over Vrindavan. He is moon-like. His face is also moon-like. His body is filled with 24 and a half moons, as it's described by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion. And those moons are his toenails and fingernails. That's 20. And then there's 4.5 more. His eyebrows are the half moons. His smiling face is the full moon, and the smile on his face as another moon. So there's 24 and a half moons connected with the body of Krishna, all glowing with great light and love towards his devotees. And devotees find happiness just taking darshan of Krishna. Of course, they don't take darshan, they actually connect with Krishna in a loving way. And in that loving way, they feel so much satisfaction. Just seeing a picture of Krishna brings great happiness. And when one studies that picture deeper, they can see the beauty of Krishna, the intricacies of that beauty, and the unlimited nature of Krishna's love for his devotee as he presents himself to his devotee. So devotee never feels any loss in life because Krishna is always there. So we want to take advantage of Krishna's mercy and get as much nectar as we can by connecting ourselves with Krishna, by glorifying Krishna, serving Krishna, and making Krishna happy by serving his devotees who are very dear to him also. Well, this is very nice. And again, just to emphasize the point, everything that happens in relationship to Krishna is, what is it called? Rasa Vaisai. It is full with transcendental happiness. It is Ananda Chinmaya Ras. It's Chinmaya Ras, not what they call it, material Ras. Material, there is material Ras, but it's full of other different ingredients that cause the Ras to dissipate and actually change. But in Chinmaya Ras, it's only expanding to more and more happiness. So if you're looking for happiness, you can find it in Krishna. If you're looking for success in life, you can find it in Krishna. If you're looking for protection from this horrible material existence, you can find it in Krishna. If you're looking for relief from suffering as we live in this material world with a material world body, you can find it in Krishna. As one great Vaishnav, his name was, he said, Bilba Mangal Thakur, he writes the one particular treatise, which is called, can't remember the name of it, Krishna something. Can't remember the name of that treatise by Bilba Mangal Thakur, but in one verse he writes, "My dear Lord, with your mercy, what is the use of others? And my dear Lord, without your mercy, what is the use of others?" He's satisfied and he only wants Krishna's mercy. He doesn't want some replacement when Krishna's mercy is not there. He's like a chitaka bird who hovers around the rain cloud, just waiting for the cloud to give a cloud burst. And Krishna Karta Rita, thank you. Yeah. He's waiting for that cloud burst so he can drink to his fullest happiness. The Chitaka bird doesn't go any other place, even though there's water in different places. It wants it directly from the cloud and the monsoon cloud. And it just has unlimited patience and only, in other words, devotee wants happiness coming in their devotional service. They don't look for happiness anywhere else, even if they see that someone else in the material world has experienced some happiness, they see it is very puny and not really real happiness. Okay, so, all right, Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. Thank you. Dear devotees, please turn on your cameras if possible. And you can please raise your hands for questions and comments. Or you can type in the chat box. I can read it all for you. Prasiddha Chaitanya Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances in your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, as you told, devotees wants to give pleasure to Lord Krishna, and in the Madhurya Ras, all the gopis wants, and Lord Krishna says he never be repay this feeling and this uh, devotion. And you told there are three type of there are three types. There are three Bhagwan, Bhakt, and Bhakti. And you told there are elements, yeah, there are ingredients by which Lord feel happiness of or pleasure. So what are the ingredients of bhakti?
What are the ingredients of bhakti?
Yes,
Loving service to the Lord.
service.
Starts off with just trying to serve the Lord. Then, as we develop attraction for the Lord, we develop that we start to think how to please the Lord by our service. And then, as that develops, we start feeling more and more attraction to the Lord, which awakens that love for the Lord, and then we start serving the Lord in love. So it's a progression. It all is based around service. These are the ingredients of bhakti. Bhakti really means service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And bhakti means free from any personal material gain through that service, not looking for anything but to serve and please the Lord by that service. That's bhakti. When we have personal motivations and it's mixed into our mood of service, then that is called mixed bhakti or impure bhakti.
Hmm. And Guru, when Noda Bhakti are the part of this ingredient. Noda Bhakti are the types by which we can give pleasure to Lord Krishna.
I couldn't
No,
decipher
no,
your,
no, Noda Bhakti.
what bhakti is that?
Navavidha Bhakti, a 9 process of devotional service.
Yeah, that's the 9 ways you can express bhakti.
Yes.
They're angas, limbs. Bhakti is
Thank you, Guru.
expressed in 9 different ways.
Thank you.
As far as service is concerned, but then there's rasa. Rasa is the mood of bhakti. And then there's subrasas, which enhance those moods of bhakti. Rasa means, the English translation for the word rasa means mellow, or means mood of loving expression. And there's 5, or basically 4: dasya, sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya. And there's 5 main rasas, and then there's 7 subrasas. And the subrasas are moods within those moods. Like the gopis will joke with Krishna. So their loving relationship with Krishna is expressed through joking. So the subrasa to that, Madhurya ras, is Hasya ras, or laughter. That's just an example.
It means in
You
Madhur,
see the same things in this material world, but they're full of inebrities. The inebrities are people are selfish and they want to enjoy, and they use other people to find ways to enjoy, taking advantage of another. It's like if a man wants to attract a girl and the girl's not interested, he's not thinking of the benefit of the girl, he's thinking from his own selfish interest. So that's material. He doesn't consider whether she likes it or not. He's just interested, that's all. Of course, he's trying to make her like it, but after some time, he realizes that, she's not interested, but still sometimes he still doesn't give up. He decides to commit suicide if she doesn't. The mother whose son joins the Hare Krishna movement, she's, besides herself in anguish. She's not thinking of the benefit of her son. She's only thinking of her own selfishness.
Thank you, Maharaj. Amritaram Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, how do we understand sentimentalism in bhakti, to be more precise, in devotional service?
How do we understand sentimentalism? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Well, sentiment has to be guided, and there's different kinds of sentiment. If it's not guided by proper activities, then it's just what we saw. It could be turned into fanaticism or something else. Sentiment has to be guided by clear understanding of how sentiment actually is meant to be expressed. Therefore, it's all mentioned in the Shastras, how to show love to Krishna in different ways. Sentiment is good. Sentiment is good, but if it's not directed, then it becomes fanaticism, or not fanaticism, but what is it called? There's another term. It's just mental speculation. That's it.
This practice also comes under as a part of Vaidhi Bhakti, Guru Maharaj, to how to divert our sentiments.
Mighty Bhakti is the beginning. Mighty Bhakti is moving us to higher and higher stages of Bhakti, as long as we adhere to the processes given. So Bhakti means following carefully the rules and regulations given. Prabhupada said, yeah, Bhakti is there in everyone. Everyone has pure Bhakti, but it's hidden. So the analogy is a child. A child has the propensity to walk, but it hasn't been developed yet. So the child is holding the mother's hand or holding onto something and trying to walk. But after some time, the child will need nothing to hold on to. It will walk naturally. So our love for Krishna is natural, but in the early stages, it has to be guided and supported by certain rules and regulations.
Okay. And then Guru Maharaj, when we talk about Raganuga Bhakti, then we can say the sentiments are already directed.
Yeah, Raganuga Bhakti means spontaneous devotion. Yeah. They're manifested, but Raganuga is different degrees of Raganuga. Like the waves of a river may be very slow, but they may also be fast, and they may even be torrentially fast. So Raganuga is like different speeds of love. One is more tempered, and one is more what we say natural. It's just It's almost like, how to describe it? Different degrees of the same thing. I mean, there's, what do you call it? There's 10 volt electricity, there's 20 volts electricity, 50 volts, 100 volts. So each one is higher. So Raganuga Bhakti is spontaneous, but it also increases as one develops it more and more.
Thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna.
Did you like what I wrote to you yesterday in response to your letter?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Did you
I
get
should keep that as my mantra, Guru Maharaj.
and record it, get some speakers, put it around the house and play it?
Yes. Yes. I must do that.
I thought you would need some ammunition, so
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
that was spontaneous.
I am around a lot of toxicity, Guru Maharaj. So what you mentioned is definitely needed, but I try my best through my sadhana.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Every
Shri
once in a while, you have to let go of a missile, you know.
Yes, I think I have to increase my devotee association, Guru Maharaj. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hearing about the pastimes, the loving pastimes of Krishna and the gopis, I was thinking at the stage we are in, we are just struggling to chant around, struggling to keep the mind focused. We are all over the place sometimes. So many things are happening. When is there any possibility of us understanding what rasa is our particular mellow in our relationship with Krishna?
Well, chanting takes you through different stages. Therefore, as you go through different stages, these things will start to become revealed. If you're chanting in Nam Aparad, probably not. If you're chanting in Nam Vas, you might get a glimmer of what your rasa is. And you chant in pseudonam, and then it's clear. To get to pseudonam is not so, it's not like you can just go there. You have to purify your existence. You have to purify your behavior too, not just your chanting. Your chanting is good, but if your behavior is not in line with, pure devotion, you'll never manifest. So we have the 26 qualities of a devotee. If we learn those 26 qualities and try to emulate them, then we can develop proper behavior. That's important. It's not
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
it's not that you chant, you do anything you want. No, it's not like that. Your chanting will never take you beyond a certain point. You have to follow the etiquette, the behavior. What is a Vaishnava? Mm-hmm.
A perfect gentleman or a perfect gentle lady.
Yeah, that's one of the main qualities. A Vaishnava is one who always wants to do good to others. Always thinking how to do good to others. That's a Vaishnava.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, hope that helps. Dear devotees, any more questions? Maharaj, I have a question. When we are talking about sentimentalism, being an Indian background and with a ritualistic background from our homes, so how much we have to focus on these rituals? Like sometimes we get so much entangled in doing those some rituals, festivals, all that. It will take a lot of energy and time away from actual devotional service which Srila Prabhupada gave. So how much focus we have to give, Maharaj? Sometimes we are so much into that.
Very little. Prabhupada, when he was in this place called Nellore, and he was being hosted by this very wealthy family who were devotees. They came with his retina, and they wanted to do a deity installation. So they made big elaborate arrangements for deity installation. And then they asked Prabhupada to preside over the installation. So they asked Prabhupada to start. So he said, give me a conch shell, and filled it with milk. The deity was there. He poured the milk onto the deity and he chanted, Govindam Ari Purusham Tammaham Bhajami. Govindam Ari Purusham Tammaham Bhajami. And after about 10 minutes, Prabhupada said, deity is installed. They were expecting this, 2-hour long, drawn out, ritual. Prabhupada did it in 10 minutes. You can shortcut these things too. Just see, you might not be able to get away from the ritual, but learn how to shortcut it.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
Just like the initiation ceremony. I remember when I was doing initiations in Bhaktivedanta Manor. So I had my favorite priest who came, and usually the ceremony takes about an hour plus, but he did it in 20 minutes. And he knew how to take the essence and put it together and just, shorten the time and still give the whole procedure. So in these rituals, you can do that. You have to see what is. I've been to long, drawn out yajnas too. You sit there and you fall asleep, or you start wondering when it's going to get over.
Yes, Maharaj. So, but I understand sometimes, but when we are trying to tell to devotees, like, don't focus much on those things, just take out your time more into chanting or reading, all that. So they feel like, oh, we're not doing that, something will happen, or they fear that.
You can do something. You can do a little ritual. That's okay.
Mm,
But just don't do it. Like. Then connect the holy name with all of the rituals that make. At least you could explain how the holy name makes the rituals successful.
mm,
So you can use it to attract people to chant. Don't tell them to give up their rituals; they won't.
yes.
But add the holy name to it.
Okay. Yes, Maharaj.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that
Shiv
help?
Kumar. Sir. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. Shiv Kumar Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, speaking of this Vaidhi Bhakti, Maharaj, I had this question. Now I understand the love of God is something that manifests at the stage of Bhava, Maharaj, and for that we have to cross over the first 7 stages. And also, in our experience, like the most difficult stage is the Anartha Nivritti that we are struggling at. And I had this question that can we cross over this Anartha Nivritti stage just by following the rules and regulations, Maharaj?
Wait,
Without
what stage?
Anartha Nivritti, Maharaj, just by following the rules and regulations, knowing that our service does not have predominantly love, but it's done in the mode of servitorship, in the mode of
But
honor.
you have to consciously give up these anarthas. Yeah, you follow the rules and regulations, but you can't. Well, there's two different schools of explanation of this particular. Some say if you follow the whole process, then purification comes automatically. Others say that you have to be very conscious of what are negative, and at the same time consciously give them up when they appear.
Okay.
So I'm for that one. When you see certain negative qualities or an artist start to pop up, you try to avoid them.
Okay.
And then and by the power of your bhakti, you'll be successful to move forward. Both are needed.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so learn the anarthas. There's 16 anarthas, 4 categories of 4. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains them. There's a seminar we do called Demons of Vrindavan. The demons actually represent different anarthas, different demons. Columbusora represents, illicit connection with the opposite sex. Dhenukasura represents gathering all kinds of useless information and becoming proud of having some material knowledge. Yeah. So the different demons are there. Vatsasura is like childhood innocence. Well, different demons are there. So yeah, there's a whole book on demons of Vrindavan and the different anarthas. Putana represents the false guru. She came to give something very good, but it was mixed with poison, therefore false guru. Yeah, really, it's interesting. I think I've given at least half a dozen seminars on this particular topic at different times. It's you can check my website, and maybe if you want, you can listen to those classes.
Okay. Yes. So Maharaj, just one follow-up question, Maharaj. Now, I'm trying to kind of compare this process. I don't know if it's the right comparison, Maharaj, but I'm thinking that way. If I have to compare this to the process of a mother who is trying to correct the child. Now, if the mother is trying to correct the child without an element of love, but just through teaching the child in terms of what is right and what is wrong through the rules, the child would feel some sense of forcing on it, that there is no love, but the correction is happening in terms of right and wrong. So that's how, if I feel that way, is that a right mood, Maharaj, or how can we?
Well, you might say if it's coming from mother, it's love. It's coming from outside, it may not be. Yeah, so when the spiritual master corrects you and you don't like it because maybe he's a little heavy with you, there's still love there. That's what you need.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you.
G. Devi is remembering all of her experiences.
Maharaj.
Okay, we have another question from
Rudrakshi Agarwal. Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, accept my humble obeisance. I would like to seek your guidance on how to strengthen my understanding and practice of
Sorry,
philosophy.
you are not able to hear properly. Your background has some, you're getting some background noise.
there is certain internets, they block out when you speak fast. If you speak very slow, it becomes easier to hear.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now it is okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, you can
Am I
talk.
audible?
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, speak slowly, not fast.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. I would like to seek your guidance on how to strengthen my understanding and practice on philosophies.
How to strengthen your understanding and practice on spiritual philosophy?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Read Prabhupada's books.
I read, but I do not remember the teachings. So that's why.
Read with the desire to understand. Otherwise, we read and reflect. Read a line and think about it and see what it means to you. Stop that background noise.
You have background noise. Can you move a little further away? Rudrakshi?
Yeah, just read, reflect, think about what you read, and then as you're going, keep a pencil and paper next to you. Something strikes you as interesting or something you don't understand, write it down. We have the 10 steps for what we call it. What's the word? Absorbing reading, 10 steps. One of them is to read, reflect, go back over it, think about it. It's not how much you read, it's how much you can understand. That's more important. And, you might, once you finish reading, if you have some things you wrote down, then you present those in the form of questions. Yeah. Of course, we have study guides too. We have, if you go to, his name is Gauranga Darshan. He's written study guides for all of Prabhupada's books practically. From Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instructions. These are the little guidebooks that help break down the philosophy in a more easily understandable way. Gauranga Darshan, his name is. He's very good. And he does it in a visual way too, with graphs and explanations.
I hope that helps.
Ji, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your grateful and valuable instructions, Maharaji. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Raghav Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Guru Maharaj, today we were reading from 10th canto, 13th chapter, which are the last purports of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was writing about Samvit, Sandhini, and Ladini Shaktis of the Lord. And this discussion came up, and we could not find anything. We could not come to a conclusion. Ladini Shakti is Radharani. Then what about Samvit and Sandhini Shakti? This was the question one devotee asked.
Yeah.
And
Samvit Shakti is the knowledge, is the Shakti by which Krishna knows everything. Sandhini Shakti is the knowledge by which Krishna. Let's see. Some of it means the knowledge he knows everything. Hladini Shakti is the knowledge of his internal pleasure potency, his experiences of transcendental happiness. And Sandini Shakti is on the knowledge where he is present everywhere. Yeah, you can find that. Just look it up. I mean, there's definitions. If you just go into the database, you can find definitions of these three.
Guru Maharaj, we did find definitions, but the question was, is there a personification of these energies in Krishna's Leelas? Like Ladini Shakti is Radharani.
Chit Shakti or the Samvid Shakti. Chit Shakti is let me see. There has to be a personification of these in personal form. Let me think. Chit represents complete knowledge. Knowledge is all of the incarnations have these different potencies in them. And some incarnations exhibit these potencies more than other incarnations. Lord Chaitanya exhibits Karuna Shakti. Chit Shakti, I'm trying to think. Personification of knowledge.
Guru
Personification.
Maharaj, just as Krishna has all three, Radharani also has all three. It's not like she's only in charge of Ladini. She's also having Chit and Samvit.
Yeah, that's true.
You gave that explanation when I had asked this question a while back.
Yeah, that's true. She does have all three, but she's more personified in the pleasure potency. But she knows all three. She's versed in all three also. She's the internal energy of the Lord. I would say Balaram would be the Chit Shakti, because Balaram represents the spiritual master, who is the all-knowing personality. Or Nityananda Balaram, either one. Both same person, actually. Do a little research, see what you can find.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Maharaj.
Who
Maharaj,
was,
we have
who was with you, Raghu? Who were you discussing it with?
Guru Maharaj, we were discussing it in Krishna Kishore Prabhu's morning Bhagavatam reading. So he was not giving class today. Daksh Sankarshan Prabhu was giving class, and one devotee asked this question to him.
Oh, okay. Sankarshan was giving class?
Daksha Sankarshan Prabhu.
Oh, that's a local devotee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. I would say Balaram, being Guru Tattva, is the personification of Chit Shakti or Samvit. Mhm.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, we have a question on chat by Darya Mataji. She's asking, when it comes to following the rules and regulations to awaken love for Krishna, why do some devotees fall down in the beginning if they follow the rules very strictly and perform a lot of tapasya? Can it become sometimes a hindrance instead of advancement?
Why do they fall down?
Yeah, in the beginning, if even though they follow the rules very strictly, they fall down. Why
Well,
do
there's other reasons for fall down. Committing offenses causes you to fall down. Committing Vaishnava aparad will uproot your bhakti. There's different reasons why people fall down.
So even though when
They're still associating with the non-devotees, then that will lead to fall down also. That's why Lord Chaitanya told Sanatana Goswami, when Sanatana Goswami asked him, what is the first business of a Vaishnava? He said, Asat Sangha e Vaishnava Tyaga. Give up the association of the non-devotees and take the association of devotees. That is the first principle in order for one to make progress in devotion. As long as we're still associating with the non-devotees, there won't be hardly any gain. We can associate with devotees for personal needs, but not in a friendship way. We make friendships with devotees. We go to the store to buy something, we meet the man in the grocery store, we say, hey, we greet them in a friendly way. That's not association, that's just interaction, and the interaction was for some purpose. But if we associate with devotees in order to enjoy that association or gain something material from that association, then we won't make any progress in devotional service. Stopped. So we have to learn how to associate with devotees. When we associate with devotees, it becomes wonderful. And devotees have your interest at heart. Non-devotees don't. Therefore, to associate with the non-devotees means they want to get something from you. When you associate with devotees, they want to give something to you.
Yeah, she's continuing her question. But if they are like ideal devotee, not association with non-devotee, adhering to the rules and regulations, and are in the movement for a long, long time, then fall down, how can that be?
It can happen. Anyone can fall down at any time. Offenses cause you to lose your position in devotional service unless you rectify the offenses. Raghu, somebody posted the references for Sandini and Samvit.
Sakshi Mataji.
Yes, good morning.
Got it. Okay. She's one of your associates there. Shakshi. Yeah, I mean, there's many ways to fall down. It's not like you fall down one way. You can fall down in many ways. If you start eating food cooked by non-devotees, then your mind becomes, again, disturbed, polluted. And that will lead to losing the taste in Krishna consciousness. It'll make it difficult to chant your rounds if you eat food by non-devotees, especially grains.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Did devotees any more last minute questions?
Yeah. Okay.
Maharaj, there are no more questions. So
Okay.
I just want to quickly announce tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is with Harrisburg devotees. The verse number is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, and 7th chapter, verse number 1. We have to start the chapter. Maharaj. and it's same time. No, I'm sorry. It's like a half an hour later, 12 p.m. UK time, which will be 1 p.m. for you, Maharaj.
It's later tomorrow?
Yes, Maharaj, because Harrisburg devotees, they can't join early, like 11:30 a.m. UK time. So last time also we did 12 p.m. UK time, Maharaj.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will be
Yeah,
5:30 p.m.
we don't change our clocks until the end of the month.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
Mhm.
On March 29th, that clock will change for UK and Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Such a wonderful class and nice discussion. Thank you, dear devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hari Hari.
Thank you so much,
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.